Hey, this music's what's up, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, how did we settle on this as the background music?
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of different options I got here. Hip hop just sounded good. We got down tempo. We can give that a shot. What's that sound like?
Oh no.
Oh, no. Now I broke it. Yep. That's what happens. Right. And let's just.
We're back.
Here we go.
This sounds like some. This is more like some hold mine music right there. I felt like I was like on a James Bond waiting screen there, like 007.
There is now we got T. All right, let's just go ahead and dive into this thing. Thank you for quitting your Call of Duty game, T. We appreciate you. Here we are.
It's a lot for me to do that, so I must love you guys.
Yeah. You had me in here listening to the like early 90s menu screen video game music for like 4 minutes straight. I was texting Kyle, what is this?
Honestly, I've been in here for a minute. It just takes forever to for everything to load up.
Oh man, KB liked it.
Yep, appreciate you. So I got in here, I got in the app, and I was kind of playing around the other day when we were doing the All UK Ball podcast. I was like, you can put on music, and I was like, all right, here we go. Let's play around. Let's have some fun with it. But gents, how's the week been?
Another Marine Corps week.
Yeah, I feel you.
T doesn't feel that pain anymore.
Nah, well, I mean, shoot, the pain I deal with is I'm a federal employee, man, so it's even crazier in my world right now. So
yeah, it was all right, man. It was busy, but Quinn's team had their first game tonight. That was it's a little rough.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Did she not get a W?
Nah, man. They were playing some girls that I guess were they play above the grade level that, like, I mean, you know, I think they were like 6th graders, 7th graders, something like that. Tyler, right? Yeah. Yeah. So it was pretty rough. There's some big girls on that team.
Dang. Yeah. Well, she's getting it down. She's hooper. She was out there. We were playing at the park the other day. She gave me a little cross up, and I wasn't expecting it. I was like, "All right, you trying to take me out? Trying to take a call out the knees, man? Good grief!"
Snatch the ankles.
Yeah, I was like, "All right, you can't embarrass me in front of all these people." Um, it was CG Cup week at the depot,
Mm.
so I had to lace them up, get out on the grinder, and play a little 7-on-7 ball. The setup was not conducive for the old folks. It was you played all the games on one day and the championship game on another day. So we played 2 games. We won both those games and had to come back the next day and play the championship game. I couldn't move. I walked down the stairs the next morning and I stepped on the stairs and something shot through my whole right side of my body. I almost went down. I was like, it was rough. And we got second place, so it's like it was not even worth playing. And it
Yep.
was just
Well,
it was all,
Who'd you
all
lose
sort of
to?
depressing. Second battalion RTR, yeah.
Well, as long as it's not 12th in Marine Corps District, I'm cool with that.
yeah. But it was, yep. That's kind of how it was, and now I'm just trying to recover. Freaking, this is the medicine of choice. Seems to work the best.
mine's
Man,
bigger.
It is.
I've been asking them where the pickup basketball is out here. They told me to go to University of New Mexico. Like I am not playing against no 18 to 22-year-olds, man.
Nope.
I will
Nope.
continue not playing before I go play with them jokers anymore.
Zero chance.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Well, I tell you, the San Marcos College that's down the road from me, right by the LA Fitness. Those boys, non-athletic whites is how I'd classify them. They fill up the gym and they cannot hoop at all. So it's one of those things where you feel good about yourself going out there, like, hey man, I might still got it, you know.
Playing
Yeah.
against the NARPs, the non-athletic regular people.
Yeah, there was one. There was
Sit
a.
front of the short bus, baby.
Yeah. There was. I'm watching Reed Shepard. There was a deceptive white. He was 6 foot, probably 145 pounds, and went up and yammed it on some dude just out of nowhere. And I was like, did not see that coming from this individual.
Yep.
Just snuck up on you.
Disrespectful dunk of the season goes to old boy from Arkansas during the national championship game. I don't know, they didn't get a win, but did you see that? What was their big man's name? Not
Adu?
yeah, dude. No, not Adu. It was like Evans or something. I'm gonna have to pull it up. I gotta pull up the highlight. It was unreal.
St. John's game?
No. The Houston
They lost.
game. The national.
Houston. I thought you said Arkansas. I don't know what the hell. So, yeah.
He did say Arkansas.
That was my bad. Houston. Yeah.
Okay.
I meant Houston. I got Arkansas on the brain because we're talking about recruiting.
Oh yeah, we would talk. Yeah, the dude with the sideburn chops, that guy.
No,
That was okay. That was a unique choice by that individual. But
yeah, it was something. It was a thing.
Richie said Springer.
No, Francis. Yeah, it was Javier Francis. Yeah.
Reed Shepard. Oh, come on, man. You got to make that. Well, let's not. We want to talk football or basketball first?
I mean, whichever one. Basketball's depressing.
T's real silent. T's real silent about the football.
Yeah. T don't want to talk about basketball neither, but
Yeah, that's true.
Why?
I mean, it's been real silent over in Knoxville.
You got who was the recruit y'all got this week?
Jacoby?
Or not recruit, the transfer.
Jacoby, the guard from Maryland. Yeah.
And then Carey from Vanderbilt.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't know how you feel about. So we'll go basketball. How do you feel about the Carey kid from Vanderbilt? Because supposedly he wasn't going to start at Vandy. Didn't like his new role, so he went to. So I mean, it sounds like Tennessee got Vandy leftovers, which is I don't know if that's where you want to be in Knoxville, but you know.
I mean, he was really successful against us when we played him. It's never bad to add a guy who can play, but I think we've talked about it. I wasn't too interested in a focus on the front court, trying to get wings and guards right now. So cool, we got him. That's fine because he can play. Doesn't move the needle for me one way or the other. It certainly does not detract from the team. That's just not where, in my mind, the focus should be on wings and guards. So I know they're trying to get the other dude from Maryland to come over there with Gillespie, and I think Gillespie's trying to recruit him hard. I don't know that that's going to happen though. But yeah, Kerry, cool, but just don't really care.
Did we talk about your freshman class coming in? Is there anybody of note from there?
Yeah,
I honestly don't know.
I don't remember the kid's name. There's one kid that I think is a 4-star that's supposed to be. He'll probably get a chance to make. I don't know what kind of impact, but he'll get a chance to play. Let me see if I can find this.
I'm just laughing at how hard y'all are concentrating in your phones right now.
I'm trying to
Amari Evans is the dude I was trying to think of. He's an overtime elite dude.
Oh man,
he's a 4-star, 6'5", 200 pounds. So, I haven't watched any clips or highlights or anything. So, but I think there's an expectation that he'll play.
Yeah. Shoot, he might have to.
We barely got a full roster.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
You got enough to go play at LA Fitness though, so y'all be good.
That's true.
Yeah, you could pick one up. So we got Louisville next, and PK came out swinging, and it's kind of gone silent up there in the northern Kentucky region. How you feeling?
Yeah,
the big talk's Nate Ament, but we'll get to him. In a minute.
I mean, right now I don't really see where else PK is going to go in the transfer portal. I mean, we got the 3 guys that we talked about last week, and we're still kind of looking at the, where do we go for some interior play? But I don't really have a good answer, honestly. I was kind of looking through the transfer portal rankings and trying to see who was out there. I mean, I'm sure they'll try to reach out and maybe try to grab like a 4-star guy or something like that. Doesn't necessarily get picked up right away, but I don't really know what else we would be holding out for right now. I think he was probably throwing all the eggs in a basket, trying to make a last play at Ament, but like you alluded to, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But now
it just doesn't seem right that he pushed it out after that McDonald's All-American game.
Yeah.
Didn't he say he wanted to do it after the Final Four? Which I still have heard nothing.
He did, and then I don't know what's going on. Like I said, we got the 3 guards coming in. One of them is really kind of a smaller, like a small forward type, but I just I think we're going to end up kind of in the same spot as we were this year with just not having like a true big man, which kind of concerns me a little bit. I think the offense will be there, but it's the defensive side of the ball that I think we needed the most improvement on, especially on the interior. Obviously, Chucky did his thing. Javon Hadley's a good defender, and he's coming back. But that's all backcourt guys. So, but again, like I don't know if there's any really other big names out there that we can go after. And then you just try to, I guess, lean on maybe Kenai Roos, put some weight on in the off season. But even then, I think he's like, I don't know, like 6'10", something like that. So, I mean, while that's a very tall individual, he's also not very bulky, and he's more like a kind of like a swing forward type. So we'll see, man. I don't mind the roster that we have right now. I would have loved to get Ament, but like I said, I don't think that's going to happen. And then everything that I've seen is indicating Duke. But I don't know if you guys got some other intel that you've been seeing.
But this is what I sent y'all in our group chat. Why would you go to Duke if you're him? I mean, and I guess it depends on what you want. If you want a chance to compete for a championship, which seems to be less and less of a concern for anybody, or do you want your chance to shine so you can be the cream of the crop, get a good NIL deal, and boost your draft status? You're not going to shine at Duke. It's going to be about the he'll be a Cam Reddish at Duke at best, behind Zion and RJ, with the 2 back when Cam Reddish was there, with the two Boozer twins and whoever else they got coming in.
Yeah, dude, I'm with you, T. Like I don't know, but you could say the same honestly about him going to Arkansas if he went to Arkansas. Because he still ends up kind of in the same position. He's one of three, top 100 recruits there, plus some other pieces. And I think a lot of it depends on what these, like if he goes to Duke, it depends on like what Proctor does. Is Canute Bull going? Was he a senior this year?
No, he's
going to draft.
He's a freshman, right?
He's
he
a
going to the draft?
Freshman, but he's going to the draft.
He's going to the draft.
Some mocks have him going in the top 10. Like,
yeah, I feel like there was one other dude.
Man.
I feel like there was one other dude besides Proctor that they were talking about sticking around for next year. So I don't know that he necessarily.
I don't know what year that James kid was, number 14.
I think that's who I was. I think that's who I was thinking of is James. But again, like you're saying, T, it depends on what you want to do. Do you want to go and be the guy, or do you want to go and win a national championship? And does that even matter?
He can come to Tennessee and be the guy. We'll take him.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. And there was some, and you can't. Who knows? There was some talk about Tennessee trying to make a push, but then it really got spun up where Duke and Arkansas was like the thing. Cal, I think what did Cal say? He wasn't going to recruit him while he was in the tournament, and then all of a sudden they get knocked out on the second weekend. And that same time, Nate Ament says, "Hey, I'm changing my mind. I'm going to, not announce at the McDonald's All-American game." And did you see when they pulled up his name at the McDonald's All-American game, they had Louisville as his school?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so he popped them up and they said Louisville on there. So it was like the conspiracy was like he was going to commit, and he had already told ESPN, and he kind of backed out. And got to pull it. Yeah,
that'd have been unfortunate.
Well, there's got to be something. There's something there. Someone reached out to him. Yeah, that's the kid, the dude from BYU. He's talking about.
Yeah.
That came over.
Yeah,
because you all took him last year knowing he wasn't going to play with the knee injury.
Yeah,
and he lost a bunch of weight. Who knows? He was the facilitator 5 for Pope at BYU. I don't know that he's super athletic, and I don't know how much he'll play for you. But and Birdman, is Birdman coming back? Prior,
dude, that's what I forgot to mention. That seems like it's still up in the air. So I saw something today, just randomly come across my timeline that Pat Kelsey was basically saying like, hey, I feel good about the roster, but we're still waiting on Kaysen to figure out what he's going to do. So which is bizarre to me because I don't know why you would not want to come back. Like it wasn't like the kid was starting and playing, 25, 30 minutes a game.
And where's he going to go coming off an injury?
Yeah, coming off a torn ACL. Like he's going to, as long as he's able to rehab and come back healthy, I think he still slots in as a starter easily. And that would be highly unfortunate if we lose him, because then then it really becomes like the roster is much thinner, and that's a pretty big gap to fill. And I don't really know where at this point in the recruiting / transfer portal process you go to replace that type of effort and that type of potential scoring, really. And he was also very good on the defensive end too, but who knows?
Yeah.
Richie, I'm saying, of the people that are available right now in the transfer portal, where do you go to upgrade from that? And you can say what you want. The dude's a goofy looking guy, but like, as far as effort goes, now he can't shoot from 3 and he thinks he can. That's one of my pet peeves with Pryor, is he was shooting like 11% from 3 through like the first 7 games and was just jacking them up there. Like, him, where would he go? Yeah, no idea. I don't know where he would go. I have zero idea where he would go.
Yeah, it doesn't make it doesn't make much sense for him to
He's
leave,
just talking trash on Louisville right now. I'm slow, Richie. Sorry. You gotta forgive me. I'm slow with the jokes. He's trying to make a joke about him leaving Louisville and upgrading teams. Yeah.
But and then Javon is coming back, right? He announced he's coming back.
Yeah, Javon's coming back, so that's big. That'll be good for leadership, and then also just he's going to start. He played his ass off this year. and he showed that he can be a consistent scorer and consistent on the defensive end. So that'll be big. It just, got to see how we piece it together. Same as last year. Fortunately, we got a little bit more continuity, and we're at least bringing back about half the roster, maybe a little bit more than that. But and then if Michael Brown is everything that Michael Brown says that they're going to be, that he's going to be, then we might be in a good spot. So we'll see. Panicking the win.
All right, so let's talk. Let's go to Kentucky now. So I don't know if you boys saw Caden Lewis decommitted. I think I sent that to you, right?
Yeah,
we talked about it a little bit last night.
Yeah.
So Caden Lewis decommitted. I know there was some thoughts that it was because his role was changed. Pope was going out and then he was chasing some of these guards. We brought in Jaden Lowe from Pitt. Lamar Wilkinson's coming on. Wilkerson is coming on campus this weekend. We had ties to Pierre, and we chased Lee. He looks like he's going to Florida. But they were like, so maybe Caden decided to bounce because he wasn't going to get the playing time, the burn that he was hoping to get as a 4-star kid. Maybe, but I don't. So Adam asked your question. No, I'm not panicking. It is surprising that he left. I don't think it's because of role, because nothing really has changed. He was going to come in. I don't think he was promised a starting spot. Now that's coming from his dad, who said he was there because he trusted Pope and they wanted to grind. Now I don't know how much I can trust what his dad said because of what old boy was caught doing. So it's like, but I think I'm not saying that Pop's getting himself in trouble and was the sole factor of him leaving Kentucky. I'm sure there's multiple factors. I do think it was a factor that played. I was excited to see a Caden play. His come up over the last year was massive. Crested into the top 50 of recruits, getting that 4-star ranking, and he was really starting to ball out. And I think he would have been a good backup point guard for the Cats at a position that we needed last year in abundance, because when Lamont went down and Kerr went down, we didn't have anybody as a primary ball handler facilitator. But he's gone now. I think we can get somebody in the portal who, I won't say an upgrade, maybe an upgrade, but at least someone who can fit that same role, who's going to be a little more experienced. Curious to see where he goes. I know he's taking a visit or a Zoom call with Villanova, which is in PA, which is close to where his pops is. But
College Park as well. I'm just looking at Maryland. I think they also said he's looking at IU. That's wild, man. Yeah,
but it seems like he's going to go somewhere. Maybe playing time is big. Him and Caleb Wilson are tight. So UNC, I know they just picked up a point guard yesterday, but they've lost a bunch of people. Cadeau's gone. They really need to restack. I would say UNC is potentially a someone to watch out for. But it sucks for multiple reasons. It sucks that we're not going to watch him play. He's a talented freshman. I think he could do well. It sucks that now the narrative from Tennessee fans and Cardinal fans that are just attacking Pope about losing a 4-star and can't recruit again, whatever.
Wasn't it Kentucky fans getting on Pope last time? Like, don't try to
I know, right?
Don't try to turn this into Tennessee and Louisville.
That's
fans.
Always going to happen. That's always going to happen.
Okay, so don't be trying to bring us into it. It was probably Kentucky fans getting on him more than you probably saw one Tennessee fan say something and 2 Louisville fans say something. And
like,
yesterday,
50 days.
It's the Louisville fans.
It's
the Tennessee fans.
A Tennessee fan, probably not even fan.
Yeah, no,
singular. Just go ahead and just scroll through the account real quick. You'll see. But anyways, what I'm saying is, the narrative is okay now. Pope, after he just brought in a 5-star, I'll talk about JQ. See,
we're getting there, Adam. Don't you worry.
We're going to talk about Nico for sure. It is. Let me share this. People sharing our stuff out there. Appreciate it. So Kentucky fans, to be honest, I think last night, out of not surprised Kentucky fans being emotional, kind of took the first step, attacking him for decommitting, and then that some of the then it kind of then there was some support of like, hey, let's not, if it was because of Pops, let's not like beat up the kid. That's a tough situation for him to be in, whatever. But the whole time there, Kentucky fans fell in love. I think this is the unfortunate piece. Kentucky fans fell in love with the Cade Lewis because we talked to him and we talked to his dad. His dad was real big on coming on. He came on one of our shows on the like All UK Ball show. Came and talked on a couple spaces, and he was talking about how he even said Rick Barnes was like the first call that he got where he was amazed that his kid was getting recruited. He was talking about how his kid wasn't always a big time recruit. He had to grind. He was coming to Kentucky because they knew the expectations were high and he wanted to be challenged. Like, he just said all the right things, and we were like, dude, this kid's gonna be a dog. And we really fell in love with him. And then to see him decommit was like a stab in the heart. And then all the kind of the news about his pops was like a month old, if not more. But I hadn't, that stuff kind of comes to light when the drama, when the shit hits the fan. But it's one of those things where he's gone now. What are you going to do? I think we do need a pack. I think we do need a backup guard. Before we get to football, though, have you seen the highlights of JQ, Jaden Quaidens, in that pickup from Pope in the portal?
No.
Is that what you sent us in the group chat?
Yeah, no, that was Lamar Wilkinson. JQ. So Jaden Quaidens.
I put the same amount of effort into both of them. So
yeah.
I will be putting zero effort into finding out.
You're gonna wish you put more. You're gonna wish you put more effort. Jaden Quaidens. So he was a 5-star kid. He reclassified. He was playing all year at 17 at Arizona State. He committed to Cal to come to UK. The kid is just like freakishly talented, freakishly athletic, 6'9", can do things that most humans cannot. Probably started off more as a just pure athlete than actual basketball player, but has developed. I mean, they got videos. He's got like Zion type videos on YouTube where at 13, he's putting kids in a body bag in like AAU camps and stuff like that, right? Just dunking on taking people's soul. But super talented. He
9.5 points a game, 8 rebounds a game.
Freshman season. Defensively, and he blew out his ACL, so he missed some of the season.
Did he really?
But yeah, so he's coming. He's supposed to be healthy when we get him, or September. He's supposed to be cleared. Is the projection? But where he is gifted is defensively. The dude can seek the ball out. I mean, some of these blocks he has. LeBron-esque like chase down blocks, athleticism to track the ball. There's a highlight from him at Arizona State where he jumps from the free throw line to block a 3-point shot successfully. Like, the dude is just phenomenally 5-star kid. In my opinion, let me go and put this. I'm putting this up there. Get your shit familiar with the boy because he's gonna be special. Now my reservations are he cannot shoot. He shot like 28% from three, maybe.
Nope. Lower.
18%?
18. Yes.
8%. Okay, I knew there was an 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he shoots like 50% from the free throw line.
Yeah.
So,
but he's 52% from the field, which tells me he's doing a lot of dunking. So.
Oh yeah, that's what he does. All the shit we got frustrated about with Amari last year, and not like dunking the basketball, all that stuff. We're not going to have to worry about that with our 5 and JQ, because that's what that man's going to do. He's going to come out here and try to dunk the basketball and just take people's lives. So that's massive. The video I sent y'all, Lamar Wilkerson, he's coming from Sam Houston out in Texas from Arkansas. He's visiting IU on Friday. If he gets off the campus and I'm being told he's going to because his agent promised UK a visit. I don't know how true this is, but hopefully it's true. If he gets to campus on Sunday, and we have Cam Williams on campus as well, they gotta lock this dude up. He is a special talent. Like I'm telling you, if you go watch his tape, T, I know you don't want to put it on time. You watch his tape, you'll be like, okay, this is like a Chaz Lanier type player out of the portal. The dude is an absolute bucket, super athletic, can shoot the three at like a 42, 43% clip if I'm remembering correctly, and can just slide right in. 6'5", big body, can slide right into that Kobe Brea role, but come off step onto campus as a more athletic version of Kobe Brea. So can shoot the ball well, but can actually doesn't need time to develop his multi-level scoring type game. Like he's already a 3-level scorer as it is. He's like a prized possession at the portal. So Auburn is also looking at him, I believe. So it's going to be another battle with Bruce Pearl. But that's the one. If we get him, watch out. He is special. Him, Otea comes back. We're cooking up number 9, and I'm not being my normal unrealistic self. I'm telling you, he's fucking talented. And because you didn't watch the tape, you can't tell me I'm wrong.
Richie. Richie's always got something to say.
Well, hey, what was our boy? Where's man? I need to look up Joe Biden's drug
Joe
dealer.
Biden.
I don't know. I don't know. You got to invite him back.
I don't even know if I want to search that in our X feed.
I don't think you want to do that either. The algorithm is going to go out of control.
Yeah.
Oh man, that dude. I forget what were we talking about that he got very upset about. Oh man.
Oh, you were talking about
the dude from Maryland.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Queen going to the draft. That's what it was.
Yeah, you're talking about if someone wanted to pay him in college right now, would there be enough of a bag? And he was very much like, you don't know what you're talking about. We're like, well, we don't object to that, to be quite honest. We're just, yeah.
I'm not prepared to tell you that you're wrong.
Not a sports analyst. Just a fan who thinks he knows what he's talking about.
Not prepared to tell you that you're wrong.
Nope. Zero chance.
Yeah.
Well,
but we'll see. I mean, it's the portal. Who the hell knows what's going to happen? Kentucky has been consistently throwing off the big names in the insider world. Hell, Trilly has whiffed multiple times on Kentucky, and I think that's just because Pope is full on in his bag on his IO information operations campaign of it was said, and I'm going to believe it because it's pro Coach Pope, that this Yates drama trying to go, hey, we're going to pursue this kid from USC while he was getting chased and getting offered a bag by Washington was all smoke and mirrors because we were working behind the scenes because this Lamar Wilkerson stuff came out of nowhere. We were out on him. All of a sudden, boom, we're back.
Yeah.
So we'll see. There's another kid, Pierre, they say we're out on. He's from Jack State, the old Gamecocks. And he's very, very talented as well. I think he was a point guard for them, but a big body point guard. They say we're out on him, but he's another one who I'd be really interested in to see if we could pick up. But before we talk football, I will say, Brady Garrison, he's potentially coming back. That's big too. I really liked the idea of having the Avero kid from Spain come in because he's the Andrew Carr replacement that we don't have currently. But supposedly he is not coming to Kentucky, and that seemingly means BG is coming back. BG is super talented, but he's a wild card. You never know what you're going to get from him. You might get a great performance. He doesn't show up to the gym. You might get a technical or two. You never quite know what the boy is going to bring you. But he has.
Sometimes
he's
maybe good. Sometimes maybe shit.
Yeah. He's a former. I'm pretty sure he's a 5-star kid that went to Oklahoma State. He's supposed to be super talented. 6'11", can shoot the three at a 38% clip. But yeah, we'll see. But before we get to football, y'all see that Nate Oates and Dan Hurley were both reportedly in Denver looking at the Nuggets job.
No, I didn't. But I mean, it doesn't shock me. I mean, dude, Hurley, that dude. Could you? My thing is like he is the type of guy that I just don't see how his personality transfers to coaching NBA players.
He'd have to change completely. He'd
Yeah,
have to change,
which he's not going to. And I do not see him being successful at the NBA level. It's kind of like I put it on the same level as how it was with Urban Meyer trying to go coach pro football. And like he could have that persona that he had in college.
Old Stankfinger himself, huh?
Yeah, I'm telling you. And you just like because now it's not kids, man. It's grown men getting paid millions of dollars. They do not care. Like you're not about to try and them. Like
the dudes that you have to rely on because they're your studs. Golly, Brian James just shot off the back of the backboard. He career G leaguer, man. Golly.
But he'll go and drop 35 points in the G League and then come back. It's like him and Mac McClung. Like go down. Mac McClung goes down. He's averaging like 36 points in the G League, and then he comes up to the NBA, and it's like, what did you just forget how to shoot?
Yeah, well, that's what. No, it's because it's actual like talent in the NBA. That's why the G League Ignite folks, they can't get any more talent. They're going to college just because like people realize it's not. It's just it's LA Fitness pickup fucking basketball at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but I bring that up because if a big name like that, to be honest, I think Dan Hurley looks back and regrets he didn't take one of those NBA jobs last year. Like I think the Lakers could have Dan Hurley on the sidelines right now instead of JJ Redick. Like that is a legit possibility.
I mean, it's the same result either way. LeBron's still coaching the team.
I mean, but JJ Redick doesn't have to give up his podcast. So it's hurting us not being able to listen to JJ Redick talk basketball like we want it. Like,
old man in the three was pretty good.
Yeah,
I liked.
His stuff was good for sure.
The further he got away from Duke, the more I like JJ Redick. To be honest, to be quite fair. And as soon as he strapped up for the Magic, I was like, okay, he's my guy.
I figured you would say that. That's what made me like him because he had to take a season or two, maybe even 3, to completely transform his game. But you saw that he had that. You saw that he had that in him to go ahead and make that adjustment, kind of humble himself, go from being the man in college to a role player, but a really good role player and effective. And you could tell how competitive he was out there. I like the way he transformed his game. Made me respect him and like him a lot.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And he does seem to be like basketball savant, like big brain, understand the game type dude. So I do think he was going to end up being a coach, whether or not he was LeBron's freaking podcast partner or not. But so if one of them hit, so like the portal, I think we have a week left in the NBA or the college basketball portal. If one of those dudes leaves, that team gets another 30-day window. It's another 30 where it's just going to be like plucking kids out, i.e. the Trey from West Virginia when old Bobby Huggins got that DUI in the Wendy's parking lot or whatever the hell he was doing. It's like,
God bless Bob Huggins, dude.
Yeah. We don't get
a legend.
That man.
Legend.
Absolute legend. We should have stayed in West Virginia.
If he doesn't need a freaking Frosty and a square cheeseburger at fucking 4 a.m. boozed up. The fact that these
I can just picture Bob Huggins rolling up, getting through the drive-thru, grabbing his extra large Coke and being like, hang on a second, open the top, pour like half of it out, reach over, grab his fifth of Jack and just go.
Yeah.
All right, now hand me my burger.
Wait, do y'all remember? So the alleged story was, so he got pulled over by the cops. I forget where it was, but he had said to the cops that he was just going to Wendy's, and he pulled out a Wendy's receipt, and the cop was like, "This Wendy's is a different state. Like, where the fuck are you coming from?" And they were just like, "Oh yeah, I might be a little boot. Just going up. I just got back from Wendy's. Oh man, Bobby, just
Sir,
hey, dude, like,
sir, this is a Denny's.
yeah. I need a grand slam. He looked like a grand slam kind of guy. Great assist, Reed. Too bad you're losing by 20. But yeah, so like the dudes that came back from UConn, some of the guys that committed from them from the transfer portal. I'm curious on how that works out because if you can, like, especially the Denver job, you got Jamal Murray, you got arguably the best dude in the league right now, and Joker. That's a hell of a job. You sit there and can rally and get some pieces to I don't know how much Aaron Gordon's got left. Braun or Brown, however you say his name, he's a hustle guy. But you have pieces there. I would think that's a favorable job. They're not far removed from national championship. So if I'm a college coach and want to get to the league, that's one that I'm looking at taking. So Nate Oates and Dan Hurley, if one of those guys leaves, you're potentially going to have a whole new portal season of these blue bloods chasing after some dudes.
Yeah. I can see Oates leaving, especially now that Sears is done. He's like, all right, Sears is gone. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm leaving too.
And I wonder because they're I don't know what their incoming class was, but I pinned this comment. I forgot to talk about Muhammad Diabate. So he was the forward we got come from Alabama. He played.
You didn't want to say nothing about Bronny's little 28 footer he just hit though.
I missed it.
You want to talk about him banging it off the bat board, but he just hit it like a 28 footer.
I just saw Dalton Connect jam a 3.
My guy.
Huggins is the John Daly of college basketball. That is 100% accurate. That is something I would enjoy watching is Bobby Huggins out on the golf course with friggin' barefoot John Daly just probably out there ripping darts and
burning heaters. Yeah, burning heaters, sitting out of the flash.
Dude, just absolutely hammered by hole 6.
Yeah. It's like watching Vrabel coach a football game in the NFL.
Oh yeah,
just got like half a tin stuck in his face, just gutting the whole thing. It's like Jesus Christ, this dude is built.
Lord, guy's got a stomach of steel. Like, oh man. Somehow we made it 45 minutes into this, and we still haven't talked about Nico. Yeah.
Let's do it right now. What is going on in Knoxville? The checks bouncing, or what is happening, dude?
That's our job. We're supposed to have the bouncy checks.
So obviously I got a lot of thoughts on it. One, it seems like it's getting blown a little more out of proportion than it needs to. But you got to wait and let it see how it plays out. I'll start with I don't want to lose Nico, right? Like, but that being said, if we do, he hadn't performed at a level last year where it's just like, oh my gosh, everything is over. Right now, he's trying to demand $4 million off of potential, right? Because we know he's got the physical tools and all that, and he did just start as a freshman. So the expectation and anticipation is that he'll continue to get better. But there are so many NIL implications on this, and Tennessee just happens to be at the forefront of this. But it's kind of like in the NFL where one owner kind of represents all the other owners, and if you kowtow to the holdouts, now you're just going to start getting a whole lot more.
Yep.
Obviously, I've been talking to my family about this, and what my uncles and my cousin are saying is that Nico has an expectation that he probably won't be a lottery pick type dude. And so he's trying to maximize his earnings now while he's in college, which may not be a terrible thought. I don't expect him to be a first round pick at quarterback either. It'd be interesting if he had that kind of mindset already, but Um, we'll see. But I don't want to lose him because I like Nico, and I thought he had a ton of room to grow, and I still thought he was an upgrade from Joe Milton. Demanding $4 million, I think, is kind of crazy, especially when he had like a 3-year, $8 million contract or something like that. This renegotiation stuff. I mean, y'all know me. I'm mostly on the side of the players. Go get your money, but renegotiating in college, I think, is a little. That's a little too much for me. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that. I hate that it's Nico doing it first because he's getting absolutely thrashed uh, on the internet. And I just like Rando, how you say Kentucky fans are with basketball. That's how Tennessee fans are with football. And if they feel attacked in any way, they're just about to lose it. So I wish people would have been a little more patient, let this play out. But another concern I have is if there is validity to this and it's straining things and all that, and then somehow they do work things out, what's the locker room like moving forward? What's it going to be like during the season? You know, are all the dudes like, man, you just tried to abandon us or whatever? So I think there's a lot of factors at play. I don't even know if there's enough value in him coming back now, if all that is true. But it seems to me like stuff is getting blown a little bit overboard. 800 million different people are reporting on this, and there's no way they're all getting that inside scoop, right? So it's just a whole bunch of people repeating what they're seeing, in my opinion. We'll see. So yeah, I don't want to lose Nico, but I don't think it's all doom and gloom if we do. I think we'll be okay.
Richie, ain't no way that Archie Manning is leaving Texas. Ain't no way. You heard it.
That would be wild though.
It would be wild. It would be wild to see another Manning in a Tennessee uniform. It'd be pretty wild.
But I think their family ties are like, yeah, Peyton's got ties to Tennessee, but the family has ties to Sarkisian, right? Like Sarkisian is the reason why they went to Texas. Yep. But that would be some shit.
You go to Ole Miss. That's where
Yeah, both of them come from. That would be, but why would you want? I mean, yeah.
Why would you want to do that? I don't know. I'm not saying that's a viable thing. No one in their right mind would, but whatever.
Do you go? So if this is so, like the portal opens up the 16th, so we got 4 days. The spring portal opens up. If this isn't figured out by then, do you go get somebody, or do you go with this kid that's sitting on your bench right now and hope he can ball out?
They probably go with Mecklenburger, or however you say his name, because we got the number one. The number. Well, I mean, it was all about Nico last year, right? And what's his face came in and like threw an interception his very first play, though he did come in and like. He did come in and play the whole second half against Mississippi State. So, it's not like he's a scrub or anything, but we have the top quarterback in the country from North Carolina coming in the following year. So if I'm Nico, I probably go ahead and play this year. I don't know that he has a ton of leverage. And then leave after that because this kid from North Carolina is going to come in to take his place anyway. So Tennessee may just be like, look, Dylan Sampson's gone. Whatever. Let's use this season to retool and all that. And then 27 season, get rocking and rolling.
So
I'm sure they would. I'm sure they'll grab somebody in the portal, but they're probably all right. For the reports I heard coming out of camp is the Mecklenburg dude or whatever has been performing pretty well.
Yeah, man, it's so I posted in the chat.
Merklinger,
I was surprised.
Sorry, no disrespect to him. Merklinger.
Hurtlinger, close enough.
Merk.
N and an R. Yeah, N and an R. So that tweet I put out there, that's from so Des Bryant, like quoted one of the reports and was like, "Hey, I'm all about dudes getting paid, but this shit." Even Des is like, "This shit's wild." Like you can't. And we talk about it in the text. Is like kids should get paid for their name, image, and likeness, their talents, all that stuff. But you can't just come into a school with these 1 year contracts and be like, "Hey, I'm going to come in here." And like you said, Nico got to the playoff. I think he actually he was the one dude on the team who showed some fight in that game, was getting smacked around and still tried to will that team to a win as best he could, but he didn't perform well. There was super high expectations and he probably fell a little bit low of them as a biased fan, but also or not biased observer. But regardless of that, it's like, hey, you came in here. The talk of the entire college football world was the amount of money that he got to come there.
Yeah.
It was like, can Tennessee build a roster around this dude in the
Because they're
NIL
paying
era
him so
because
much.
they're paying him so much money? And after 1 year to be like, nah, I need to renegotiate my contract. Like, what do we like?
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Renegotiate your contract. Like, dude, you're here to play. But when you signed your NIL deal and your commitment to Tennessee, that was the contract. There's no renegotiating here, unless they would have brought someone in from the portal and okay, now maybe he's not the start. But none of that shit changed, right? It was like Nico was going to be the guy. He's got paid. I'm sure he's got endorsement deals out the ass throughout Knoxville and other Tennessee areas. So it's like that's the point where I think it's crazy where there's no restrictions on. Because Rasul came in, your boy T came in here, was like, hey, we got to sign these kids to multiple year deals. That's the fixed NIL. But if the kid's just going to hold out after a year anyways,
Right.
what's the matter?
Right.
Yeah, but then you're gonna have to start. It's the same as the NFL. You're gonna have to start throwing in, incentives, and you're only gonna be able to give them so much guaranteed money. You know what I mean? It's like if you only play X amount of games, then you're not going to get the money. I need you to get over this threshold, or it's going to turn into that. It's going to turn into you're going to get incentives for yards, for touchdowns, for wins, for tackles, for all that. And it's basically just going to be NFL light, I feel like. But that's also, I think, the only way that you really can avoid exactly what we're talking about right now, which is just unchecked dudes out there yep, nope, I'm not playing. Don't care.
But and this is
right now.
But this is what I'm saying. Tennessee is at the front of this right now. So how they respond to this, I think, will have a major impact on what a bunch of kids elsewhere are going to do.
Yeah.
They're all watching it right now. And if Nico just gets the $4 million that he wants, they're going to be like, all right, bet. Let's start the holdouts.
Yep. It's setting a precedent. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's I'm just
doing
curious
over there,
to see
Kyle?
what happens.
Breaking up some ice.
You got
I got my fancy ice.
you gotta watch where you're doing stuff like that on camera. Just
I did.
It didn't look good. It didn't look good.
Damn. That's all right. On the All UK Ball podcast, I was sitting there talking about was Pope we had I think it was 4 left-handers that were coming in, and I was trying to say handers, and I said, and we got 4 left-handies that are coming right in. And what'd you say? And I was like, oh damn. Yeah. So that has now taken off,
Oh
and
man,
the show is
not
now
making it on. That's
You
not making it on
probably
ESPN
weren't paying attention, but it was three, maybe 4 years ago, one of the two. But Tennessee had 7 left-handers on the team. The whole starting 5 were all left-handed.
So I think that's got to be. I honestly believe that wasn't happenstance. I think that was analytical because that's how Pope and Feger work. I don't know if they're tougher to guard. I don't know, but
they are left-handers are definitely because it's just unorthodox because everybody you grow up guarding is right-handed. So
it's because they think backwards.
Just has a different style.
They don't think with the same brain as you do.
Yeah. But that's how the tweet went out for the show when we posted it on Spotify and YouTube. Selena said, come listen to Rando talk about handies. And I was like, it was accidental. Yeah, it was accidental. But but you're right. The way they handle this situation is going to kind of affect probably dudes going forward. And it's a tough spot for Heupel to be in, and whoever your AD is. But I like I told you in the chat, the Oregon, the Colorado, the Ohio State news. I believe that's agent work putting him out, trying to make Tennessee pay him the money. I do. I just right now, it's spring ball. You have to bring him in. You have to get him in your system. I know. Will Howard just came in there and got him to a national championship game and won the thing, but I know that's repeatable after bringing the quarterback 1 year and learn a new system. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't. You seem to think that because of the fan base that he's not coming back to Tennessee, right? It's your heart tells you that he's gone.
I don't. I mean, I guess it depends on how much that outside talk impacts him. If it impacts him at all, then yeah, he's definitely gone. To me, what's more concerning is how this impacts the locker room. So if he's still tight with the dudes in the locker room, then depending on what he works out with Danny White, the AD, and Heupel, then maybe he comes back. But if he's impacted by outside noise at all, he's gonna be gone.
Yeah, and these kids nowadays are on social media, like they're seeing it. I think didn't his pops come out and like say some shit to like to Tennessee fans about this? I thought he was on.
I don't know about his
social media
dad,
and talking.
but what's the dude that was terrible at Clemson and then Florida State? DJ
Ingawagale.
DJ, yeah. So his dad,
You're gonna walk up a little like
that guy. So his dad tweeted, and he called all this stuff about Nico fake news. And of course, like it's the Polynesian, Nico is his nephew, not literally, but
it's like the WWE bloodline. Like
yeah. But now remember, my
Roman
cousin
Reigns is The Rock's cousin.
Yeah, but my cousin is a head coach for a high school over there in Hawaii, and he said DJU's dad isn't highly thought of out there. So, obviously you take that tweet from him with a grain of salt, but he's calling all this stuff fake news. So, who knows? That's why I don't try to predict too much. You just got to let this one play out and see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The locker room piece, I think, is big because in the NFL, you hear people talk about all the time, like, hey, the money thing is not our business. If a guy holds out, if he gets paid, he comes in here, we dap him up and we're like, hey, man, glad you got your money because that's what it is. But I don't know if that's trickled down into the college locker room yet. Like, I still think there's still the people who are like, I committed to this university for a reason, for the coach, because I love the brand, I love whatever it is, I feel a certain way because you're chasing because the $4 million that he's asking for is going to pull from somebody else's money, right? So I think you're right there. I do think there might be some contention of like, hey, dog, you already got paid a bunch of fucking money. You're asking for more?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like there's a line between trying to ask for things that you are legitimately owed and just being flat fucking selfish, and that this feels like being selfish. That's just from my perspective. Like I don't know. And again, like maybe we haven't heard the whole story. We got to let it all play out. Whatever. Maybe there's some other stuff going on in the background, but just from like a first glance perspective, and maybe this is just where we're at now with NIL. Maybe
it might be, but I think the NBA showed that it's faulty. No, it was the NFL because it was like Sam Bradford, right? Like you're paying people off of potential, and Sam Bradford's rookie contract is why they set the rookie scale. And right now, Nico is trying to demand if he truly is trying to demand $4 million off potential. You did not perform $4 million.
You did not perform to the level of owing $4 million. Yeah,
right. So again, I'm all in on Nico. I like Nico, but you did not perform as a $4 million guy. So I'm curious what his basis for demanding $4 million is.
If I'm paying that man $4 million, I'm like, all right, brother. You guess what? When you come back, you better weigh 25 pounds more. So that you are not
be
fragile
faster at the same
and be faster at the same time. You better figure it out. Like,
So
paying you
it
this $4
is.
million, you better reinvest it in yourself and therefore the program.
It is a question of like if he's asking for $4 million in NIL dollars, that's not liquid cash. That's $4 million of some cash, vehicles, condo, endorsements. Like it's a whole
Yeah,
collective
yeah,
of
yeah,
money, right?
yeah,
If
yeah,
he's asking for like you write me a check for $4 million, so like I know the money the tangible amount isn't the same, but like the value is the same of 4 million. So it is. I'm curious to what that
yeah,
looks like.
yeah.
And
Is it
like
assets or is it actual cash? Yeah,
yeah, and like you said, T, it's all currently it's hearsay, right? It's like we don't know. It's just reports of I the contract negotiations were real. And I think people were concerned about it. But when he held out from the spring practice, and so I think that's when it was all this stuff kind of got elevated. Of like, okay, now he's not showing. Like that's straight up like NFL move. I'm holding out type thing. And I'm curious because in the NFL, there's consequences if you do that. You don't get paid. Like there's fines. And right now in the NIL area, I don't know if there's a fine. Like he's potentially still getting the money he was promised by not showing up, which is fucking crazy.
yeah. Which is what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna have to. It's going to have to come down to there are going to have to be written contracts that specify, like, if we are going to agree to pay you this amount of money, then this is what we expect in return. And that's going to turn into like basically a CBA. And who knows, like, maybe they eventually get to the point where the players are allowed to unionize, because that's what's going to be required if it's like a CBA between the schools and the players, whoever, whatever representative, whether it be like the actual like NIL collective leader, president, whatever you want to call it, if it's an actual no kidding representative from the school. But that's the only way you're going to be able to control it, because right now there is no way to regulate it. There is zero way to regulate it right now. And which is like, we were all, I think all of us could agree that we were happy when they were like, hey, we're going to start paying these kids. And it's like, yeah, absolutely. You should be paying these kids. Should have been paying them for a long time, because they make these schools ridiculous amounts of money and they see basically none of it, right? Unless it's illegally, like Johnny Manziel, and then we get to other places. But it was a good thought, but there was not enough thought into what the result of it was going to be and how they were going to try to control it, essentially. And now we're seeing that. So
Yeah, when NCAA lost that lawsuit and they kind of lost some power and control, I think we all thought it was good because players were going to get paid, but there
yeah,
was no
we didn't
like
think
there was
about that. What was coming with it?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's like, oh, okay, like what it was like, all right, how do we limit pay to play? Like we don't want pay to play, but then it just like there were so many other things that came from it. But yeah,
yeah.
it's wild wild west right now, and we'll see if they can kind of figure it out. But is there any Louisville football news right now?
Nah, man, nothing new anyway. Not since we got Miller Moss. Uh, I think we're returning some good pieces. I don't really know what our wide receiver core looks like this year, to be honest with you. I think Chris Bell's coming back, but he's a friggin' head case. All the talent in the world, but he will either take plays off or turn around and get you a 15-yard penalty when you don't need it whatsoever. But I think we'll still be in a good spot. I'm kind of interested to see. I think Brom probably overperformed what everyone was expecting. So now people are expecting him to perform. So I don't think another 9-4 season is going to necessarily be what people are looking for. Like this is the year that we're going to look probably to him to make another step. But I mean, he's got himself a quarterback. That's for sure. It's just, does he have a line to block for him? And is he going to have enough to throw to? Because our running backs are going to be good. We're bringing back, why can I not think of the dude's name? I'm looking at basketball.
Bourbon.
Yep.
That's why.
That's why. That is exactly why. You are, in fact, correct, my friend.
Yes.
Isaac Brown. Bringing him back. ESPN has him as early on top 5 returning running backs in the NCAA.
In the country?
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Buddy, he he averaged 8.7 yards between the tackles last year. 8.7 yards a carry between the tackles.
I remember from last year. You were over at my house, and he embarrassed the fuck out of us.
Yeah. So I think I don't know. I'm optimistic, but at the same time, like, what does that mean? It's the ACC. You're gonna have to go through Clemson. As much as I hate Dabo, and I think he is a whiny little bitch, and I will say that till the day I die.
He is. That is 100% a fact.
Until you can beat the Clemsons and the Miamis on a regular basis, you're still going to be a second-tier ACC team, which is not going to get you where you want to be ultimately, which is a college football playoff. You know what I mean? So, I'm holding. Really, what I need to see is improvement defensively because we're losing some key pieces there. We're losing Riley to the draft. Losing our couple of edge rushers to the draft. So, and I haven't seen any big outside of Miller Moss. I have not seen any big portal news from us for signings. So,
me neither.
Hey, Rando, I'm just real quick. I saw Nico's dad. I see his tweet. He was pretty mad at the On3 Sports guy that reported it. He's pretty hot about it. He said he has no idea what the guy reporting is talking about, but the guy reporting said his close source at UT he trusts his life with. So who knows?
He trusts his life with, huh? All right.
That's the close source. He said his close source that he trusts with his life from the University of Tennessee staff gave him this information about Nico.
All right.
About him like holding out and like wanting a contract.
Oh yeah, being absent and doing the renegotiations and all that. But Nico's dad, Nick, said he has no idea what he's talking about.
Well,
he followed up saying the information is not from us.
But it is confirmed that he didn't show up to practice, right? That's gotta be like that spread out. So like he's okay. Yeah. There's he's at least not showing up for a reason, I would imagine. But I don't know. To be honest, on the Kentucky football side, there's a video today. There's a video today that was trying to convince me that Bush Hamdan was a good offensive coordinator because he was like yelling words out. And telling people to hurry up, and like there was a video that said like Zach threw a ball to somebody and he's like, come on, let's finally get one. And it landed. He's like, yeah, let's go. And I was like, he said, let's finally get one. Is I'm pretty sure the quote. So it means there was multiple that didn't happen.
that they didn't get at first.
It's like, oh man, I'll take the over 4. I think the over under is 4.5 wins. I'll take the over on that just because like you said last show, you can luck into 5 wins. And I'll pray that motivated Stoops actually means something. But you know what I watched today for the first time? The UFL, the United Football League, the Rocks.
You must have been bored as fuck.
Yes. So it was on the TV. I was out here in the garage gym dungeon, and I was like, I'm gonna put it on. That is terrible football.
It's awful.
Terrible football.
I made it through one half of one game, and I would promise myself I would never watch it again.
You take one of the top 4 NCAA college football playoff teams, and you put it up against the San Antonio Brahmas, or whatever the hell they're called, from the championship last year. They waxed their ass like that. They are so terrible.
You should have it like you should have it like how the English football clubs do their thing, where it's like they get
relegation.
They get relegated based off of their performance. It'd be like, all right, we'll take one UFL team a year, and you get to go play Alabama. And if you lose, You are now relegated. You're no longer a team.
They were actually saying that about the Panthers for a while because they were just like, what
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, like so I watched that, and the older Stoops was coaching for the Renegade.
Bob,
Huh?
Bob.
Yeah, Bobby Stoops. Yeah, was
Oh,
coaching for the
Bob.
Arlington Renegade, and my old coach was coaching for the Brahmas. Old Holtz was coaching for the Brahmas.
You hold.
Yeah. What?
Lou
Not Lou.
Holtz?
Not.
Oh,
Not Lou. Skip Holtz
Oh,
was
okay.
coaching for the Brahmas.
Listen,
Yeah.
guys. All you guys do is go out there and just play really hard.
Oh, so I say my old coach because he was at USF for like the week that was like I walked onto the team, and then I was that didn't work out. So but yeah, I saw him once in the locker room. My old coach, Skip Holtz. Yeah, so I saw him on the sidelines there, and then you see Stoops. So my thought was, at the end of this season, you could see Bobby and Mark Stoops just on the Arlington Renegades sideline, just coaching up together right now. And then the third brother, who's the linebacker coach for Kentucky or so, or defensive analyst or whatever the hell he is, but I don't know.
And
I'm trying to get myself excited, and I will when we get there. It's football. I'm getting myself excited. Right now, I can't find it. I cannot find it in me to get excited because we got a dude. And last year I was excited because we had a 5-star quarterback from Georgia coming in to sling the ball, right? And it didn't work out because our O line was absolute fucking trash. It was terrible. Just Swiss cheese, let you right through. And I mean, shit, BVG retired from football because of how terrible our offensive line was.
little
So-
baby blue wall. Yeah.
Yeah. Baby blue wall is right. Yeah. Now, Spencer, who we had on the show before, says Wolford is a dude, and let him figure it out. He's going to have a good offensive line. So maybe he'll fix it. But now I got a quarterback from Incarnate Word coming through who was once an SEC quarterback and then got relegated to not being an SEC quarterback to come back and sling the ball to one talented. I know of one talented receiver. Jamore Macklin is fucking super talented. He is going to be wide receiver one. He has the potential to be a all SEC wide receiver, but he's got to have someone who's slinging the ball. And then we got a bunch of portal pieces that came in, and Stoops, and that seem to do well in the portal, but it's all like TBD. I have zero idea. I hope that I'm coming on here in October, November timeframe, laughing that we are like the Vanderbilt of last year, who people come into Lexington, into Kroger Field, and we beat them. But I'm not going to do like I did last year and tell you we're getting 12 or 10. We're going 10-2. I can't
yes,
do
you
it.
will.
I like.
You will.
I
You'll do it.
won't.
He'll
I
still get
can't-
up. We'll
I
be, but we'll
do
be
it.
sitting here.
cannot do it,
We'll
dude.
be sitting here
You
in
will.
August, and Kyle
Yeah.
will be like, "Yep,
No,
Yeah.
I
10-2.
promise you,
You'll do it.
as God is my witness, I cannot do that. Like I literally, I've lost it all, man. I've lost it. Like I
Yeah.
I
We'll
don't
see.
have any faith. I don't have any faith in Bush Hammond and Mark Stoops right now. I
Pete,
hope they
mark
prove me
it
wrong.
down. April 11th at
Yeah.
10:15 p.m.
He'll definitely do it.
Oh, he's going to 1,000%.
Our over under last year was 7.5. So I definitely climbed to 10. There's no way I'm getting there with our over under being 4.5.
Kyle, hey, I'm looking at these football transfer rankings right now, and Kentucky's got the number 9 transfer class.
They're
in the
high.
country.
They're high. I agree.
Louisville's
Our offensive
got the
line,
number 28. So, for perspective, but
the transfers in the class is high. Our D line, our O line, like they really attack some key pieces that we need to fix. So I am hopeful that they are going to be good, and they got the blue collar T-shirts. Like all the messaging is right. Like all the messaging is right. Like we're doing. Like yeah. Have you seen the videos of them in the gym?
No,
No.
I don't watch videos of
No.
Kentucky.
Well, you're
Come
missing
on.
out. You're missing out. So then, like, there's like still pictures of like old boy in a squat, and he's got a dry fit T-shirt that says blue collar on it. I was like, all right, here we go.
That's
Like,
cute.
yeah,
That's cute.
yeah.
That's real
But
cute.
it doesn't mean shit until you get on the field and win some games. So hopefully, he brought some dogs in that aren't worried about NIL and having their groupies on the practice field and whatnot. Because like the disappointing thing was like the Stoops that we know, or at least that I know, that brought in like the hard nosed kind of Ohio fuck football kind of mentality. If he's letting dudes have groupies on the practice field because they're making a bunch of NIL money, like that's not the same dude that I need coaching my football team. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping motivated Mark Stoops, which if you're a BBNer, you know is a comical thing right now because you know the Mark Stoops is motivated. Equaling wins is I don't know if that's questionable right now, but we shall see. But yeah, I promise you right now, you please call me out if I predict more than 6 wins in a bowl game. I'm an idiot.
Well,
If you
All right,
predict
guys,
6
you don't
wins
have
in
to-
a bowl game, I'm still going to call you an idiot. But,
sure.
I mean,
All right.
I mean-
Fair. Fair.
Oh man.
But I still got too much. My ass is still too burnt and fringed from last year, so I cannot even
Fringed.
get. Yeah, I cannot even think about getting
Oh,
close
that's
to double
hilarious.
digit wins. But
Yeah.
well, gents, I mean, next week, when's the draft? I think the next show we got to talk about like some draft
it's not
analysis.
till like the 23rd or something.
Yeah, I think
not
it's the
till end
last
of
week
month.
of April or second
24th,
last week of
yeah,
April.
24th through
The
26th.
WNBA draft is coming up. But
The WNBA.
yep.
Who's the number one pick? I don't even know. The
Paige
should be
Beckers.
number one pick.
It's got to
Paige
be
It should be
Paige,
number
right?
one pick.
Yeah.
Paige Beckers.
Yeah, because what's her Juju blew her ACL out.
She
So I think
wasn't
was-
eligible.
She wasn't eligible anyway. She was a
wasn't
sophomore.
eligible.
You got to be a junior.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Paige Beckers is going to be number one.
Yeah.
She's a
She-
dog, dude. She is a
I'm
fucking
looking.
yeah.
dog.
I'm looking at a mock right now. Number 2 is Dominique Malonga. I don't know who she is. Oh, she's from France. That's why.
Yeah,
doesn't-
that would make
she doesn't
sense
play
why we
over
don't know who she is.
And
She's
then
eating surrender monkeys.
and then a power forward from USC, so one of Juju's teammates. Then a girl from Notre Dame. And then a girl from LSU, Anissa Morrow. She can play.
Yeah, Anissa Morrow's a baller too.
Yeah, I don't know. They got a girl from Kentucky at number 9, Georgia Moore.
Georgia Moore. Oh,
Yeah.
I know she can hoop.
Yeah. Where's
Georgia Moore jersey.
where's Van Lith on that list? Is she in there?
Where's Haley at?
She ain't from Louisville.
not-
She's a TCUer.
She ain't from anywhere. She's
yeah.
She's well traveled.
She is not projected first round.
first round. Yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't shock me.
I think she'll.
She
stick.
balled out. She balled out at
Yeah.
TCU this year, man.
She did.
Yeah,
She'll stick
She
wherever
did.
she goes.
I think she finally ended up in a good spot for her and her game.
In all seriousness, though,
I don't know why
Paige
she left
Becker,
Louisville.
money.
There was a lot of stuff going into it, man. She was talking about a lot of that stuff when I think leading up to the Elite Eight game. She just was talking about how she just wasn't in a good headspace, without like going too far into some sad stuff. But yeah, and then it got worse at LSU, and then I guess she was talking about she got to TCU and clicked with the coach, and I mean, shoot, she averaged damn near a double-double this year. Had a couple of triple-doubles too, so
And
got to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, and it's a different game, but she played in the Olympics, so she'll stick. I think she'll
Got
stick.
it. Yeah, got a 3-on-3 gold, I think.
Did they win?
Yeah,
Did
she'll
they
be
win
good.
I
gold?
think
But
I think they did 3-on-3
Oh, it's the
gold.
Paige
boys
Becker
and-
reminded everybody that she was the Caitlin Clark before Caitlin Clark. Like without the blown out knees that she had to deal with, like
Yeah.
she's talented.
Yo,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
Geno Smith reminded everybody like, hey, I'm that dude. I'm
you know
that
who's
dude. Like,
nice is Azzy Fudd.
oh, Fudd is
And
yeah.
she was another one. She blew out her
Yeah.
knee. I think it was
Yes.
last year, year before, whatever. And then like everybody was dogging her because she had like that bad Final Four game a couple years back. Yo, she went off in that national championship
Yeah.
game.
Azzy Fudd is
Went
nice.
off.
And
Yeah.
defensively too, like was a
Yeah,
menace on
was
the
yes, absolutely. Was
But with, like,
absolutely
Paige-
She got
shutting
Don
South Carolina
Staley on
down.
the sidelines going, fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah.
But
she had
how
Dawn
can you
Staley
not
in
root for
place.
Paige? Because Paige
Oh,
not
dude.
only
Yeah.
not only is a hooper, but then
Yeah.
everything she's overcome. But then like from everything I've seen, she's like a super dope person. Like
Yeah.
a really
Yeah.
genuinely good person.
Yeah.
So I don't know how anybody could not root for her.
Nah, yeah.
You
she's
saw the
gonna
story
be-
that
she's
came
gonna
out
be-
from like some girl in her class. Her mom died, and Paige Becker like emailed this girl and was like, "Hey, I
It was
hope
her
you're doing okay."
professor. It was
Oh,
her
was it
professor. It
professor?
was the,
Okay.
yeah, it was the
Yeah,
teacher.
so the only
She was the
person in the
one.
class that so she's seemingly just a good person. Like I honestly, I'm a big Don Staley fan. Last year I was like, whatever you do, beat Mulkey because I'm not a Mulkey fan at all.
Yeah,
I think
I don't
she's
like Mulkey either.
obnoxious. But this year I was definitely cheering for UConn. I did not expect it to be that kind of game. But yeah, we definitely watching it and cheering for Paige Becker and you know, Geno Smith. Like I said, he reminded everybody kind of who he is when he has talent.
Ariema.
Oh, Geno Smith.
That was like
What am I
Geno
talking about?
Smith. Yeah, you see me laugh when
The
he said
Raiders
that.
quarterback, Geno Auriemma. Oh my goodness gracious!
My man's won
Yeah.
12 national championships, dude. You know how insane that is?
I'm very curious to see what happens with South Carolina next year. Like, is at the end? Are they done?
Nah.
Or-
Nah, I think Don Staley will reload. They'll be back.
but what's their best player? She's transferring. The girl that was coming
No.
off the bench.
Yeah,
For
she
li-
ended up she ended the portal.
Oh,
at least. Yeah.
Malaysia, Full Wiley.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll take her at Tennessee. We already got last year we got a McDonald's All-American from them too. So we'll take another one.
Dawn was getting on her ass during the game. She was also playing, but if you watch the game though, she was playing sloppy as fuck. Like,
But she's like a street hooper, man. That's
Yeah.
You can tell we all have daughters, like so because
Yeah.
we're looking at the women's
'cause
game a lot more closely now.
Yeah. No, we had Quinn down here, and Quinn was sitting down here watching it with me. Every time there was like a Sweet 16 Elite Eight game, Quinn be up in her room. Tyler be like, "Get out here, come watch how these girls play."
I'll be trying to make Aaliyah
You be
watch
down here
stuff,
studying.
too. Yeah. I'm trying to make her watch stuff too.
I make
these
Jay
girls,
watch the women's
watch
game.
what they can do.
Because the women who can like legit shoot, and I don't mean this in any disrespect, but because of their just physical abilities, like Caitlin Clark, her form had to be perfect. Like everything, the fluid motion, the feet, the
immaculate.
shoulders, everything has to be perfect. So it's like I make him watch it, like watch them shoot because like if you want to be great, it has to look like this because he potentially will be physically have the physical ability to like just jack up shots from wherever, but maybe he doesn't. So like I believe that to be true. Like the great female players, their fundamentals are phenomenal because they have to be because they don't have the physical attributes to just overcome that.
Yeah, they are,
My thought.
and in ways they are fun to watch because it takes you back to a more pure form of basketball. Like because the men's game is just step back three. They can still be creative and crafty to get from the 3-point line to the basket. And that to me, that's where a lot of fun in basketball is. I was listening to a podcast with Alex English on it, old school guy, just today, and he was talking about that. He was like, man, your creativity comes. That's why everybody likes to watch Kyrie because he mixes somebody up at the 3-point line, gets to the bucket. So, and they still got that. kind of better than dudes do. All they want to do is a hezzy to do a step back to a three every time. So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Steph Curry has ruined the pickup basketball game. These kids out here just chucking up 30-footers for no reason. Just like what are we doing? Yeah, he has
Him and
changed.
Harden.
Yeah, they changed the NBA game. They ruined the 5-on-5 old head just trying to go out and play ball game. Yeah, but
yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah. All right, boys. Well, I think it's a good place to hit it off or end it off. My drink has evaporated. It's
I'm gonna die.
Hey, 3D sponsor me.
Well, it is. Where is it? What time is it where you're at? I thought you have
11.
killed that. It's 11:30.
Oh, it's empty. Yeah, this has been empty. Yeah, it's 11.
Oh, it's gone. Yeah, he's got 300 milligrams.
You still have the Marine Corps adrenal glands where like caffeine doesn't affect you.
Does nothing. I am ready to go to sleep right now.
I am on. Yeah. We got one thing before we get out of here. We got a lieutenant colonel in the squadron. Every day we sit in the same office now, and he just watches me consume caffeine all day long. And it'll be like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'll like crack a Celsius, and he'll be like, Kip, why are you doing that right now? He's like, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Are you going to be able to sleep?
I got to keep going, man.
I'm going to drink this.
30 minutes.
I'm going to drink this right now and be ready to go take a nap. This didn't do anything but increasing my heart rate. It's not waking me up.
They're pointless. They're pointless. Yep. I don't even know why I do it, but yeah, it's one of the enduring habits I picked up from the Marine Corps. Thanks a lot.
Yep. I crack one just so I can make the hour-and-a-half drive home so I don't fall asleep at the wheel. And sometimes that isn't even guaranteed. So it's just
hey, Kyle Rando gets in the HOV lane with nobody else in his car, by the way.
Dude, that is alleged. That you cannot prove that to be true.
I seen it with my own eyeballs.
I was not sitting in that damn traffic, man. I had to get to work.
Man, T, you know how when you get on,
he said I had to get to work.
when you get on the interstate out here, sometimes they got the traffic lights at the interstate. You got your lanes, right? You got the 2 regular lanes and the HOV lane. So here's my happy ass sitting in the left lane.
He goes flying by you.
I passed him on the way to the entrance ramp. And then the next thing I know, I'm like 6 cars deep, and I just see this big ass red F-150 just go zipping past me in the HOV lane.
He said I had to get to work.
Dude, I beeped at him when I was passing him. I was like, "Honk!"
I was going through my Pandora trying to put on my list or whatever, so I
he had his glasses down, looking at the phone like an old man.
I hear bump, and I look up and I get the middle finger, and I'm looking. I'm like, "What fucking I see this album? You son of a bitch!" I'm about to get rid of road rage at 5 a.m. You know, it's like golly, but yeah. Hey, I haven't got caught yet, and because if you don't get caught, it ain't illegal. So I'm gonna keep doing it. Yeah. But it's like today. I left the house at 4:30 because I had to get to work early because Friday's graduation day for all these recruits. And I get onto the I-8 and it's stopped. Someone decided to just plow into some other car and just ruin my entire day. So I just kept getting over until I got the HOV lane. Kept going. You know, it's like
I had to get to work.
had to get there. But yeah, I appreciate that. You throw me on the bus, dude. Thanks, man.
California PD is definitely listening to this right now.
yeah.
Somebody's
CHP.
gonna knock on your door.
Hey, speaking of jobs, are we allowed to give you a shout out right now, or we have to keep it a secret?
Nah, we ain't talking about that yet. That's bad juju.
Okay,
that's bad juju.
Right.
We can talk about it later on this year. Yeah.
All right, we'll hold off on it. Well, And that's what we call a tease, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Probably not the one that you
Stick
probably not the ones you
around.
really give a shit about. I don't know that you actually give a shit, but you might. So let's go ahead and you have to tune in.
You got to tune in to
next
find out
Friday.
if you do or not.
Yeah, tune in next week where we might tell you.
But hey, so next week I think the portal is going to end up closing. We'll have to figure out who we essentially will see what the team is, unless we talk about Hurley or Oates or somebody like goes to the league and the portal for those teams open back up, and we'll see kind of where our ball teams fall in line, and then unfortunately we're gonna have to talk about football eventually. We'll talk about we'll get into the draft, and then it'll be college ball time. But outside of that. It's go Cats.
Absolutely not. Go Big Orange.
L's up, baby.
You don't even have a quarterback. Don't go Big Orange.
I do have a quarterback. I just don't know his name.
Mutzelberger, whatever his name.
You know how on Ricky
Ratzenberger. Rowan Gardner. Rodenmucker.